Hi there. Welcome again to my craft room. I'm going to go over some stuff in a little bit, but first I wanted to show you these awesome little lights I got at Dollar Tree, and I just think they're too cute. So today what I wanted to show you is, you know how I made the little notebook? Here, I'll pull it out. My little notebook to carry my painting supplies, like for everyday carry. So my little sketchbook and my painting supplies in here, and it all goes in this nice little thing. And then if you remember before, when I was packing for my trip from Montreal, I showed you I was using an old lunchbox for like a lot of painting stuff, which is fine for when I actually do a trip. And I showed you what I carried my little journaling stuff in. And I like that little black and white, I think it's a Caboodles, little, I don't know, little pouch thing that you can carry. But I wanted something that was kind of closed in. And I also wanted something that is going to be more desk-like. When I stayed at the Airbnb in Montreal, the room I was in had a bed and a nightstand, but that's it. There was no like desk to sit at to work on. Which is fine, you know, when you're only paying, you know, $13, $14 a night, what do you expect? But it got me thinking about how I would like to be able to have a place I could work that would protect whatever surface where I was. So if there had been a desk in there, I would obviously want to protect the desktop. The other thing too is if I'm traveling by train or by bus or even by plane, you know, I know on the plane you have a little drop down tray and all that, but that still doesn't keep things kind of contained. So I wanted to make something that could be sort of like a little traveling desk. And of course they make those like really beautiful wooden ones, but that's kind of a bit big and heavy to be carrying around. So I started thinking about it, and I've drawn something out here. So I'm going to show you that. And then we're going to talk about what I'm going to use. So this is just a quick sketch. So this is a flap, and 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 these two would fold in first, and then this would fold up, and then this would fold down. So this was my first sketch of it. And this is an elastic with pen loops, and then sort of pockets for the end of the pens to go into. And then this was elastic for a cutting mat. This was a sort of a flat zipper pocket, and these were zipper pouches that were, you know, had some dimension to them, were, you know, thicker. And then that would require sides on these three flaps to bring this part of the flap up above the bottom to account for these pockets in the pens and everything. So that was just my first quick sketch. And then I started looking at what I could use or what I would buy for it. And then I came up with this one, which is a little bit different. So I've bought a cutting mat. So this is designed based around that size cutting mat that I got. Excuse me. So this will have plastic inside of it so that it can stand up and the pens will all be up in the air. This will have plastic under it besides just the cutting mat, so that it's a hard surface that I could sit on my lap and it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't bend. And then these two flaps will fold in, and this will obviously fold in, and this will fold in, and the whole thing will be carried with a handle this way. So instead of being like a horizontal messenger bag, it will be a vertical messenger bag type of size. And I'll use Velcro, and I know I want to put some sort of little flaps on here because when these sides come up, I want these, especially on the bottom, to be protected and not have little things falling out of the holes, because there's obviously going to be holes there. So that's what I've come up with so far. So I'll show you what I have. So first off, I bought this plastic, and this is fairly thick, heavy plastic to make pouches on both of, or on all of these. Well, this will actually be a flat pocket, but I want them all to be clear and you'll be able to see through them. And that I got at Joann Fabrics, and I had a 50% off coupon, so it wasn't very expensive. This is the mat I got. So this is 8.5 by 12. So this is the mat that will go here. And it's not as soft to write on, like this desk mat here I have is soft and it's nice to write on, but that's okay. I think I'll be all right with that. So then this is a piece of plastic. It's sort of, it's hard. It's fairly thick. I don't know if the camera can see that or not. And it actually was just trash at work, so basically free. And then what I'm going to use for the bag was also basically just sort of trash. I get a lot of these from 4imprint as sort of samples of what they have at work. So these I'm going to be using the zippers out of. Like that's a decent zipper there. This one has some straps and buckles I might use, and there's a zipper here with a nice, I like this pull actually, the long material pull. And then there's a much longer zipper that goes all the way around there. This one, again, there's a zipper there that I could use. And I don't know, I might end up doing some sort of mesh pocket, so there's some mesh I could use. And I actually like this material here. This one is a like a briefcase style, and it has, again, a zipper I could use, some strapping I could use actually. That's some decent strapping on here that I could use. And I also have several of these bags. These were from an event at work. Get some short zippers here, not very long, but there's much longer zippers that go all the way around this bag. And these are actually two-sided zippers, so that's nice. And although these are really long, and they're probably longer than what I need, you just shorten them by sewing it where you want it to stop, and then cutting off the rest of it. And I have several of these. So this is probably the material I will use to make the bag. It's a nice lightweight, like ripstop type nylon. I have 1/4" elastic, which will be for this pocket here is going to be sort of have some depth to it, but I want elastic running across in different, you know, like so each, there'll be like, you know, I don't know, 4 sections maybe of pocket, and elastic running in each section just to keep it tight. So that's what that's for. I have this no roll elastic in black, which will be what I use for the pen loops. And then for Velcro, I don't know, I have a ton of Velcro. I have an entire bag of various Velcro. This is just some that I want to use up though. So this is just the hook portion, and this is just a whole bunch of pieces of the soft portion. But then I also have, and I'm sure I have a lot more of this stuff somewhere, but every time I throw out a old beat up used, well, when the kids were younger, every time I threw up an old beat up used lunchbox, I usually cut off all the stuff on it, just to keep, to have on hand. So this little hook thing, but I've got these two pieces of Velcro with these tabs, which actually I think will be perfect for these bottom tabs down here. This will be the bottom of the bag. The top of the bag will be up here, and I think these tabs here will be perfect for using there somehow. And what's on there is elastic, so I can, I know it's cut very short from what it was, but I think that's still enough room to use it. There's also these buckle things. I don't know if I'll use those or not, but anyway, that's what I've got. A lot of it's just recycled stuff that I had on hand. At least all these bags and everything for the material. And so my first order of business is actually to seam rip all these and cut these open so that I have the material all ready to go. So this is kind of a padded handle. That might be good to use as part of the strap. So shut the cameras off now, and I'll start seam ripping these and see what I come up with, and then I'll have to draw out a pattern too. Alright, so thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.